When we prepared to open Southland College Prep, I talked about the dream, the vision, the mission of preparing our students to be competitive in a world that's larger than ours and to fill the hopes and dreams of the community. This dream was something that was very tangible to us.
Parents came to us who had students at Huth, which is our middle school, asking that we do something to keep those students together. And one of the options that was presented was the creation of a charter school.
Southland especially, I think, reflects the dreams and the passions of a community for excellence in education.
I remember vividly when Dr. Davis called to tell me that she and her board had decided that they had to take action to provide a public high school for the students of 162 and the surrounding area, and invited me to lead the legal processes of creating what would become Southland Charter.
The question in this community was, where will your child go to high school? And it was a question that was of some concern.
And we were hoping and praying for a school that would prepare them for college. We did not believe that they would have the opportunity to go to the colleges of their choice.
I'll never forget, I believe it was at a Christmas program, and Dr. Davis announced the concept of Southland. And there was literally a cheer that rose up from the audience, and also just a sense of relief that we as parents would have a choice. Southland students are selected by lottery, so when the notice went out that you could put your application in, I got mine in as soon as possible. So the room was packed that night at Huth.
And there was a lot of angst within us.
As the balls were picked out of the lottery.
Ball after ball, student after student's name called. Probably 80% into it, we heard our number, our child's name called, and we were elated.
Toward the end of the evening, they said number 10, and I think my reaction was, thank you, Jesus.
From the first day, I could tell that Southland offered its students a lot of opportunities.
It was just a blueprint, it was just a foundation, it was Dr. Davis' dream.
I remember Dr. Davis was speaking. One of the most distinct memories I have from that day is when she gave us the holders for the diploma. I was like, wow, this is the real deal.
I was 23 out of 25 on the waiting list. Day one, I had a positive attitude. I didn't care where I would be as long as I'd be under the Southland name, learning from Southland teachers.
Anytime I tell people I go to 8 to 5 school, they're like, whoa, I feel so bad for you. But it's like, I like it. It makes sense to me.
And I'm so glad that I didn't turn my back and say I couldn't accept the challenge, because I stand here now and I've proven, as well as my peers, that we excelled and we did the best that we could.
The strong should take care of the weak. The students of today are the leaders of tomorrow. We are a family-oriented school. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. Our responsibilities never end. Our education does not end in the classroom.
I began to model my life after the creed. You can't help but say it with conviction. Like, everything that we do is true in that creed. Once you look at the words and what they're saying, it's like, this is what I should be doing, this is what I need to be doing, this is what I will do, and I know Southland will prepare me for that.
One line is, we give 100% every day. I think that's one of the truest statements.
Becoming role models, leaving a place better than we found it. If you really take hold of those lines and apply it to your life, you could make a profound difference.
A lot of what the creed says is about, forging a new path and making sure that those who come after know where to go and know what to do.
Going to a school like this makes you want to go further and you can know that you could do so many more things if you just put your mind to it.
And it really does make me proud to know that I was part of this first graduating class, and I was part of the legacy.
We are trailblazers.
I hope to have a lasting relationship with this place because it's been a great and a very important part of my life.
As an educator, I was so excited to hear about the curriculum and how it was structured.
Basically, what we want to do is make our students well-rounded, not only while they're here in high school, but to be prepared to be global leaders.
In our athletic program, we start with discipline. We think that all of the athletes must be disciplined. And discipline, as we define it, is part of your character. We feel like a person who's disciplined will be disciplined in the classroom, as well as being disciplined on the athletic field.
to take what was already in existence at 162 and bring it to another level here at Southland. And seeing the art program, the band, the chorus, drama, and dance, using it as a vehicle for teaching, to present oneself with class and dignity and integrity is of the utmost importance.
My philosophy has always been that there's more than one way to solve a problem, that there isn't one correct way, and that problem solving is a creative process. It's not memorization as much as it is how to attack something, and that can be transferred to solving problems in any aspects of life.
In the 21st century, and this is their century, having some sort of a global perspective is really important. What is a trade deficit? What does it mean when on the news they're talking about an organization called Hezbollah? What does it mean in Syria that the president is Shia? It's important for them to have a sense of what their own values are and have a sense of what their worldview is. I think the goal of the course has been to take their world from being this big and making it this big.
Well, I believe that the strength in math reform, educational reform, is rigor. What I bring to the classroom, whether it be NHS, bowling, is a rigorous pattern. I stick to what needs to be stuck to. If you want to be successful, you have to be at a rigorous pace like others are, and even beyond them.
I do have 3 rules in my classroom, and it's to be fully present, meaning not just your body, but your mind and everything has to be fully present. Be respectful and be compassionate of other people. But I'm a big believer in skills rather than content. So ultimately I'm looking for them to not remember the things that we've read per se, or remember that, you know, Hamlet is a tragedy by Shakespeare, but rather that they can take those skills and then employ them in their lives beyond. So taking the reading skills that we're learning, taking the writing skills, the analytical skills, the critical thinking skills, those are the things that I'm hoping that they'll take with them.
The goal was very simple. The goal was that we wanted to get all of our young people into a 4-year college or university. But in addition to that, we wanted to get the very top of our class, students who were deserving of being in highly selective colleges and institutions. We wanted to be able to help them to access those institutions. It soon became apparent that the kids were very receptive. Over and above that, their parents were very receptive.
Finally tonight, students, teachers, and administrators at one suburban school have a reason to be all smiles tonight. It was announced today that every single member of the graduating class of Southland College Prep in Richton Park has been accepted by a college or university. That's 71 seniors, the first graduating class at this 4-year-old school. They've been awarded scholarships worth a total of $5.5 million. Congratulations, every one of you.
One of the things that I'm privileged to be a part of each year is a trip for the entire junior class to the University of Notre Dame, which is my alma mater. It's an opportunity for the students to start to embrace what is the future for each of them, to be part of a world-class university, whether it be Notre Dame or any of the colleges and universities that they choose as the right fit for them. It's to see them start to realize this is the world in which I belong, and these universities and colleges will take me to the fulfillment of my dreams.
Dr. Davis's vision of how this would be structured made perfect sense. There's just a vibrancy when you walk through those doors.
From the moment you walk into the door and see the architectural excellence, you know that that's only surpassed by the brilliance of the children.
I've seen Southland come from a vision and a dream to a reality, to a full implementation.
Unity, it is the binding force that keeps us together. As a school, our teachers bound us together to open up the doors of knowledge. As students, we are bound together by the drive to achieve greatness. As a family, we are bound by love. My own family has kept me on track. It is my family, with their love and support, that I am humbly on the path to success.
"4 years ago, we began our journey to Mars, and we have finally completed the journey. The journey that was the ultimate test of strength, courage, and most importantly, faith. Of course, not everyone survived. Only those who were willing to stay from 8 in the morning till 5 in the evening stayed on this ship. Only those willing to set aside the desires of now in order to reap the benefits of life to come have stayed on this journey. Even though we are near its end, we are still on a trip to a place where we will see what we have never seen and experience what we have yet to experience. The class of 2014 has boarded this spaceship and is preparing for landing. Good afternoon, parents, loved ones, teachers, and administration. Welcome to Southland College Prep Charter High School's first commencement ceremony for the class of 2014. Remember, seniors, always shoot for the moon, because even when you miss, you'll be amongst the stars.
For some of us, when we graduated from middle school, we didn't think that anything related to that chapter of our lives would ever be seen again. Little did we know, on August 16th, 2010, each and every single one of us returned to a similar middle school building to visit those same pages of our personal history books. In each of our yearbooks, the common closing is, "Stay cool," or "Stay who you are and don't ever change." But what you should know is that you should change. In these coming years, you should take what you've learned these past years at Southland and allow yourself to emerge into a new you, the best you. In the course of your college career, I'm going to need all of you to stay on your path and continue to trailblaze into your new environment.
Please welcome Southland's first commencement guest speaker, the Honorable Senior Senator from Illinois, Senator Richard Durbin.
I told her I was both. There's a saying I like. It says, "Speak your mind, even if your voice shakes." Morgan, you didn't have to worry about your voice shaking, but I expect you're going to be using your voice to shake up the world. It's easy to see why you're the Illinois High School Association State Speech Champion. This historic class of 2014, the first ever graduates of Southland College Prep Charter High School. Amen, you did it. It was a little over 4 years ago when the Illinois State Board of Education asked Dr. Davis what's going to be different about Southland College Prep. She looked at the commission members and she said, and I quote, "We are going to succeed." That's how we're different. We're going to succeed. And there you have it. Thank you, Dr. Davis, for your leadership and your vision. Dr. Davis also made a promise. 4 years ago, she promised you as students and parents to put your trust in this new adventure. She said, if you will stick with me, if you will work hard for 4 years, we're going to make sure that every member of this historic Southland Prep class of 2014 will go to college. Promises made, promises kept, all in. Have you ever heard two more hopeful words? Every single member of this graduating class, every single member has been accepted into a college, and I'm talking about a real college. We're talking about some of the best colleges and universities in the world: Columbia University, Cornell, University of Pennsylvania, Vassar, Morehouse, Spelman, University of Illinois. I could keep on reading. But there was a second part to that promise, and a very, very important one. Dr. Davis said, not only will you get into college, we're going to work with you to make sure that every family has the resources to pay for college. Now, we've heard some astonishing reports over the last few weeks about the total value of scholarships offered to this historic class. The total went from $5.5 million to $6 million, $6.5 million, almost $7 million, and the offers just kept coming to these wonderful students. Well, Dr. Davis has given me the honor to announce to you today that the final total value of all the scholarships, merit scholarships, offered to the Southland Prep class of 2014 is $7,659,000. I was watching closely here when they had your creed that was played on the screen. Do you remember the first sentence of that creed? Can you tell it to me? The strong shall take care of the weak. With your education, with your values, with your determination, coming out of this commencement, you are entering the class of those strong enough to help the weak. Use that education. And know that you absolutely can make the difference. We're counting on you to change the world. Thanks.
Not only have we prepared students to go on to college, and we've been able to provide the means, what we've been able to do is to stimulate a sense of hope. I know that it's a little bit old-fashioned, but a sense that the American dream, in the old definition of it, the definition that we had when we were growing up, the American dream, this business of coming to our shores and doing better than those who did before, the American dream can be achieved. And if you ask me how in the future you will define Southland College Prep, it will be about that dream. It will be about that mission. And it will be about the faith that we as a community, as a people have. And simply, that is Southland College Prep.